the year 3078, Earth had changed. The sky was no longer blue, and the cities were surrounded by giant junkyards. Massive fields filled with broken machines, old spaceships, and alien trash. Earth had become the galaxy's dumping ground. Max lived in Junk Zone 47, one of the largest scrap fields in the northern zone. He was only 19, skinny but smart, and worked as a scavenger. Every day, Max searched the metal mountains for anything valuable, old parts, batteries, tools. He sold them in the black market to survive. One evening, the sky above the junkyard turned red. A strange light flickered in the clouds. Max looked up and saw something falling fast. It wasn't a meteor. It was a capsule, metallic, round, and glowing blue. Boom! The ground shook as the capsule crashed into the far corner of the junkyard. Max's heart raced. "That's not normal trash," he whispered to himself. Grabbing his scanner and flashlight, he ran toward the crash site. The air smelled like burned metal. Sparks flew from broken wires as he climbed over piles of scrap. When he reached the crash site, he stopped. His eyes widened. The capsule was half buried in the ground, steaming. It was about the size of a small car, with strange alien symbols glowing faintly on its surface. It looked old, damaged, but not dead. He slowly walked closer. The scanner beeped fast. "Life form detected," it said. Max froze. "Wait. What?" He placed his hand on the side of the capsule. Felt warm. There was a small window on one side, covered in dust and cracks. Max wiped it with his sleeve. Alex was just an ordinary young man. His breath caught in
living
his
in
throat.
a small city.
Inside was
trying
a girl.
to survive every day.
She looked around.
He
His
had no
age.
special job.
Her skin was pale
no big
blue,
dreams, and no
her hair
family
white
around
like
him.
snow. Every
She
morning,
wore a silver
he woke
suit
up in his
torn
small
at the
apartment,
shoulder,
made
and
a
she
cup of
wasn't
coffee,
moving,
and suddenly
searched for new
her
jobs
fingers
on his
twitched.
old,
Her
slow
eyes
laptop.
opened, glowing
One
soft
rainy
purple.
evening,
Alex
jumped
was
back,
sitting alone, but the girl
watching
didn't
the
move
drops
again.
race down his
She was
window.
alive, his phone
but
buzzed.
weak.
The message
He knew
was
he couldn't
strange.
leave her there.
"Are you looking
Others
for work?
would find her.
Come to Bella's
and they
restaurant
wouldn't be kind.
at 8 p.m.
Using his
Ask for
toolkit,
Eva. Max forced
pay.
the capsule door
Alex
open.
felt confused,
The seal broke with
but
a
he
hiss.
needed the money.
Cold steam
So
poured
he
out.
put on his best
The girl
shirt,
gasped, her
grabbed
chest
his
rising
umbrella,
quickly,
and went
her
out in
eyes
the cold
slowly
rain.
turned toward
The
him.
restaurant was
"Don't
fancy,
with golden
let them
lights
find
and
me,"
clean white tables,"
she whispered in a
He
soft,
felt out of
broken
place
voice.
as soon as he stepped
Then she
inside.
fainted.
A waiter
Max
led
didn't
him to a
understand.
small table
Who
in
was
the
she?
corner.
Why
A
was
beautiful
she in a
woman was
capsule?
already sitting
And
there.
who were they?
Nervously
He lifted her
tapping her
carefully.
fingers on the table.
She was light, almost
She looked
too
young.
light.
As
But
he
her
carried
eyes
her
seemed
back to
older.
his workshop,
He
tired,
looked around
worried,
nervously,
maybe even scared.
The junkyard was
This
quiet.
was Eva. "Are
But
you
something
Alex?"
in the air had changed.
she asked softly.
He reached his small
"Yes,
shelter,
I am." A hidden
Alex
place
replied,
under a broken
feeling
cargo ship.
unsure.
He
Eva
placed the
looked at him
girl on a
carefully,
makeshift bed
as if she
and
was
checked her
checking if
condition.
he was the right
No
choice.
wounds. After a
But her
long
body
moment,
glowed
she
faintly
leaned
in the
forward
dark.
and whispered,
Suddenly,
"I
he
need you
heard
to be
beep
my
on his
husband.
scanner.
Just for
Incoming
a few weeks.
signal detected.
I'll pay you well."
Searching for
Alex
lost
stared
cargo.
at her.
Capsule
Shocked.
ID.
"Your husband?
X9 Beta.
Why?"
Signal
Eva's
locked.
eyes darted
Max's
around
heart
the
sank.
restaurant.
Someone
She
was
spoke
looking
even
for
more
her.
quietly now.
He turned off the
"It's
scanner
important.
quickly and sat
Some people
beside the
are
capsule.
watching me.
He noticed
If they
the
see
small
I'm
metal
alone,
tag on the
they
side.
will come for me.
Discarded
If
unit.
you are my husband,
No
they'll
value.
stay away.
Experimental.
That's all you need to do.
Discarded.
Pretend to be
Max
with me.
whispered.
Please.
They threw her
Alex's
away.
heart raced.
Like garbage?
Was this a joke?
But she didn't look
Was
dangerous.
he on some hidden
She
camera
looked
show?
scared,
But Eva
and
looked
fragile.
dead serious.
Suddenly,
Her hands were
sirens
shaking
began
a little.
to echo in
She
the
kept
distance.
glancing at the
Max
windows,
stood up,
as
alarmed.
if expecting someone
Red lights
to break in
flashed
at
in the
any
sky.
moment. Search
How much
ships.
will you pay?
They're here
Alex
already.
finally asked.
He whispered, his voice
They're
barely
looking for
above
her.
a whisper.
The girl stirred in her
5,000 for the
sleep.
first week.
Her hand
She
twitched
answered.
again.
The
And
lights
more if you
around
stay
her
longer.
body glowed brighter.
Alex's eyes
Max
widened.
stared in
He
shock
had never
as his
seen
metal
that much
tools
money
on
in
the table
his life.
began to float.
It sounded too
Just
good to be
slightly.
true.
She's
Still,
not
something
normal.
felt wrong. Max
Who
said,
are these
backing
people?
away.
He
But
asked.
she's not a mistake.
Why do they
either.
want you?
Outside,
Eva
the
pressed
ships
her
got
lips
closer.
together.
I can't
Inside,
tell you everything
the alien
now.
girl began
Just
to
know
whisper
that if you
again
leave
in her
me,
sleep, they will
a
take
single
me.
word, and you
Home.
you might
Max
be in
took a
danger
deep
too.
breath.
A
He had
cold
a
shiver
choice to
ran
make.
down Alex's
Run
back.
and save
He
himself,
looked around.
or
For
protect
the first
the
time,
strange girl
he
from
noticed a
world
man
that had
in a
already
black
thrown
coat
her
sitting
away.
near the door.
He looked at her one
pretending
more
to
time.
read a menu, but
I don't
looking
know
at
who
Eva
you are,
from time to time.
he said quietly.
Another woman near
But
the
I think you
window
deserve a
was also
second
glancing
chance.
their way. As he locked
Her
the
eyes
workshop
sharp
doors
and
and powered
suspicious.
down all
Eva
signals,
reached out and grabbed
Max knew
Alex's
this was
hand.
just the beginning.
Her touch was cold.
Something big had
Please,
landed in Junk
you just
Zone
have to
47,
stay with me,
and the
Act
universe
like we are
was already
together.
on its
You
way.
can
live in my house. I'll take care of everything else.
Just don't leave me. Alex was silent. He had no family, no close friends, nothing to lose. But he also had nothing to fight with if something went wrong. Eva leaned closer. Her voice was trembling now. You have to decide quickly. They are watching us right now. Alex looked at her. He saw the fear in her eyes, but also a strange trust, like she was sure he was her only hope. He took a deep breath. Okay, he said. I'll do it. Eva let out a sigh of relief, but Alex could see she was still scared. She gave him an envelope under the table. There's money inside. Enough for now. My address is on this card. Come tonight. Don't talk to anyone about this. And remember, you can't leave, not even for a day. If you do, they will know and it will be over. Alex nodded, his mind spinning. What had he just agreed to? As he stood up to leave, he felt a chill down his spine. The man in the black coat was now standing, pretending to pay his bill but watching Alex closely. The woman near the window was on her phone, eyes locked on Eva. Alex hurried out into the rain, his heart pounding. He glanced back and saw Eva still sitting at the table, looking small and lonely. He knew he was stepping into something dangerous, but he couldn't turn back now. Outside, under the dark sky, Alex opened the envelope. There was a thick stack of cash and a small note. Don't trust anyone, not even me. Alex's hands trembled. He walked into the night, not knowing that his life had just changed forever. The front gate to Eva's house creaked open as Alex stepped inside for the first time. Rain dripped from his hair and clothes, but he hardly noticed. The house was large, with tall, dark windows and thick, heavy doors. It did not look like a place for happy families. It looked like a place that held secrets. As he entered, Eva was waiting in the hallway. She wore a long sweater and held a mug of tea, but her hands were shaking. You came, she said, her voice thin with relief. She handed him a towel and led him inside, locking the door behind him with 3 heavy bolts. Why so many locks? Alex asked, forcing a smile. Eva looked away. It's safer. The house was quiet, too quiet. The old wooden floor made a soft sound under Alex's shoes. The walls were filled with old family photos, but most of the faces were blurry, scratched out or covered with stickers. Alex wanted to ask, but the words got stuck in his throat. Eva showed him to a guest room. It was clean, but something felt strange, like nobody had slept there for a very long time. Before Alex could sit, Eva spoke, her voice serious. There are some rules. Never open the red door at the end of the hallway. Do not go outside after midnight. If the phone rings and you don't know the number, do not answer it. And stay close to me. Alex wanted to laugh, but Eva was not joking. Why all these rules? He asked. Eva's eyes filled with worry. Please, just follow them. Dinner was quiet. Eva barely ate, only pushing food around her plate. Alex tried to ask her more about her past, but she just shook her head. Some things are better not to talk about, she said softly. As night fell, the house felt even colder. Alex lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, listening to every sound. Was someone watching? Was the house haunted? Or was it just his imagination? At midnight, he heard footsteps in the hallway. He got up and opened his door, careful not to make any noise. The hallway was empty, but the light under the red door flickered. Shadows moved, long and strange, as if someone or something was pacing inside. Suddenly, the phone in the hallway rang, loud and sharp. Alex's heart jumped. He remembered Eva's words. Do not answer it if you don't know the number. He walked towards the phone, curiosity burning inside him. The number was strange, no name, just a long string of zeros. The phone kept ringing. Alex reached out, almost touching the receiver. But then Eva appeared behind him, her face pale. Don't, she whispered, pulling him back. The phone stopped ringing. Eva's hands trembled. They are looking for us, she whispered. If you answer, they will know you're here. Alex wanted to ask who they were, but before he could speak, there was a sound outside. The gate opening and closing, footsteps on the gravel. Eva froze, eyes wide with terror. She grabbed Alex's arm and pulled him into a closet. They stayed silent, barely breathing, as someone walked around the house. Shadows passed by the window. A soft voice called, "Eva, we know you're inside." Alex's skin prickled. He wanted to run, but Eva's grip was iron. After what felt like hours, the footsteps faded away. The stranger was gone. Eva opened the closet door and let out a shaky breath. "You see now? This is not a normal job," she whispered. "If you leave, they will come for me. I need you here. Promise you won't go." Alex nodded, but his mind raced with questions. Who were these people? What did they want from Eva? And what was behind that red door? As he lay awake in the darkness, Alex realized something. He was trapped now, just like Eva. And the first night had only just begun. Morning light slipped into the old house, but the fear from the night before stayed with Alex. He barely slept. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw the red door and heard the strange voice calling for Eva. But Eva was already up, dressed, and staring out the window as if she was waiting for something, or someone. Suddenly, the loud sound of a car door closing made both of them jump. Alex peeked through the curtains. Outside, a black car was parked in front of the house. Two men in black suits stepped out. They moved slowly, looking around with sharp, cold eyes. One of them checked his watch. The other one carried a small metal case. Eva's face turned white. She whispered, "They are not friends. Whatever they ask, say nothing extra. Only speak when I tell you." The doorbell rang, echoing through the silent house. Eva took Alex's hand and squeezed it tight before opening the door. "Good morning, Eva," one man said, his voice smooth but unfriendly. "And who is this?" He looked at Alex with a fake smile. "This is my husband, Alex," Eva replied quickly, her voice strong. She wrapped her arm around Alex, but he could feel she was shaking. The men stepped inside without waiting for an invitation. They looked around the living room as if searching for hidden secrets. The second man opened his metal case, took out a notebook, and started asking questions. "How long have you two been married? Where did you meet? Do you have any plans to travel soon?" Alex answered each question as simply as he could, repeating the story Eva had told him last night. But every time he spoke, the men exchanged glances, as if they didn't believe a word. The first man looked around at the scratched-out faces in the old family photos. "Nice house, but so many memories are missing. Why is that?" he asked, his voice sharp. Eva just smiled politely. "Old photos fade, I guess." There was a long silence. The men scribbled something in their notebook, then stood up. "If you remember anything important, call this number," the man said, handing Alex a card. "And don't leave town." They walked out, closing the door hard behind them. As soon as they were gone, Eva let go of Alex's hand and fell onto the sofa, shaking. "They're getting closer. They know something's wrong." Alex sat beside her, confused and worried. "Who are they? Are they police?" Eva shook her head. "They work for the group that wants to take me. They're not police. They're worse. If they find out you're not really my husband, you will disappear, and so will I." Alex's phone buzzed in his pocket. It was a text from an unknown number. "You don't belong there. Leave while you still can." He showed Eva the message. Her eyes widened with fear. "They know about you already. We have to be more careful." That afternoon, Alex felt watched. He noticed a camera hidden behind a flower pot near the living room window. He saw the black car parked down the street for hours, engine running, never moving. At night, when Eva was finally asleep, Alex couldn't relax. He walked quietly through the house, looking for anything strange. At the end of the hallway, the red door seemed to glow in the darkness. Alex stepped closer, drawn by something he couldn't explain. He pressed his ear against the door and heard whispers, soft, fast voices speaking a language he didn't understand. Suddenly, the doorknob rattled from the inside. Alex jumped back, his heart pounding. He hurried back to his room, locking the door behind him. He stared at his phone, thinking about the message, "Leave while you still can." But Alex knew now there was no leaving. Not for him, not for Eva. He lay awake, knowing that someone was always watching, waiting, and listening. And tomorrow the visitors might return or someone even worse. The danger was growing, and Alex was trapped in a story he did not understand. In a house where every shadow hid a secret. Alex woke with a jolt. Someone was calling his name in the dark. He sat up, heart racing, and listened. The voice came again, soft, frightened, from down the hall. He opened his door. Eva stood near the red door, hugging herself tightly. She looked smaller than ever, shadows under her eyes. "Alex, I need to show you something," she whispered. "But you have to promise you won't leave me no matter what." Alex nodded. He followed her down the cold hallway. The red door was open now, just a crack. Eva looked at him with a warning in her eyes, then pushed it wider. Inside, the room was nothing like the rest of the house. The walls were covered in strange drawings. Symbols, clocks, stars, and faces without eyes. On the floor was a thick red carpet. In the center stood a small table with candles burning, even though no one had lit them. Eva stepped inside. She picked up an old photograph from the table and handed it to Alex. The photo showed Eva as a child, surrounded by a group of people in black clothes. Every face in the picture had been scratched out, except Eva's. "My family was not normal," Eva said quietly. "They were part of a secret group, people who wanted to control the future. They believed I was special, because I see things before they happen." Alex stared at her, confused. "You mean like dreams?" Eva shook her head. "No, real things, real futures. Sometimes only small moments, sometimes dangerous things. But only if I'm not alone. If I'm left by myself, I can't see anything, and then the group will find me. They always do." Alex felt a chill run down his spine. He looked at the strange symbols on the walls, the candles, the old books stacked in the corner. Eva continued, her voice shaking. "They think if I can see the future, I can help them win, control money, stop their enemies. I escaped, but they keep searching. And if you leave, they'll know I'm alone again. That's why I hired you. I don't want you to get hurt, but I have no other choice." Alex sat down on the edge of the carpet. Everything made sense and nothing made sense at the same time. "What do we do now?" he asked. Eva's eyes filled with tears. "We survive. We stay together. I try to see what's coming. But someone else is close now. I can feel them. There is a traitor, someone who is helping the group. I don't know who it is. Maybe someone we both met." As she spoke, the candle flames flickered, though there was no wind. Alex glanced at the photo again, noticing something new. A small shadow behind child Eva, a shape almost invisible. Eva placed a hand on his shoulder. "If you see or hear anything strange, you have to tell me right away, even if it sounds crazy. Promise me, Alex." Alex nodded, trying to be brave. He understood now why Eva was so afraid, why she locked the doors, why she couldn't be alone. Suddenly, they both heard a loud bang, glass breaking in the living room. Eva's face went white. Alex rushed out, Eva close behind. In the living room, a window was shattered. A black envelope sat on the floor, wet from the rain. Alex picked it up, his hands shaking. Inside was a single card. "The Watcher knows. The game is almost over." Eva gasped. She grabbed Alex's arm. "It's starting again. We're running out of time." Alex stared at the broken window, feeling more trapped than ever. The secrets of the house were out now. But there was still so much he did not know. About Eva, about the group, and about the traitor hiding close by. In the silence, Eva whispered, "Promise me you won't leave, Alex. If you do, none of us will be safe." Alex squeezed her hand, knowing the promise was no longer just about money, but about both their lives. The red door swung shut behind them, all by itself, as if to warn them that the worst secrets were still waiting. It was raining again. The sound of drops on the old roof filled the house with a soft, uneasy rhythm. Alex stood by the window watching the street. For the third day in a row, the same black car was parked down the block, headlights off, engine silent, but never leaving. He felt eyes on him, even when he closed the curtains. Eva moved quietly through the house, locking windows and double-checking doors. She hardly spoke. The fear between them was like a fog, thick, hard to breathe, impossible to escape. One afternoon, as Alex searched for something to do, he found himself in the kitchen, looking for coffee. He reached for a mug on the top shelf and knocked over a small box. It fell, popping open, and inside were tiny microphones, recorders. Alex stared at them, shocked. Had someone been listening to their every word? He rushed to Eva. "Look what I found," he whispered, showing her the microphones. Eva's hands trembled. "Someone is spying on us." Inside the house, Alex felt sick. "Who put these here? Was it you? Or is there someone else?" Before Eva could answer, the house phone rang. Alex picked up, and a voice whispered on the other side, "She can't trust you. She never could." The line went dead. Alex's hand shook. He looked at Eva, who was pale and silent. "We have to search the house," she said. "Now." They moved from room to room, checking behind books, inside drawers, under rugs. In the hallway closet, Alex found a crumpled piece of paper. A note, written in hurried, messy writing. "Tonight, midnight. The door will be open. Don't let him follow you." Alex showed the note to Eva. Her lips parted in fear. "That's not my handwriting," she whispered. "Someone else is here." A sudden storm made the lights flicker. Alex heard footsteps above them. Someone was moving in the attic. Grabbing a flashlight, Alex climbed the old ladder. The attic smelled of dust and secrets. As the flashlight moved over boxes, he caught a glimpse of something moving in the shadows. "Who's there?" he called. There was no answer. But then he saw footprints in the dust, fresh, leading to the small window facing the street. Back downstairs, Eva was gone. Alex's heart pounded as he called her name. He found the back door open, rain blowing inside. He followed the muddy footprints outside into the garden. He found Eva crouched beside the old stone wall, shaking. She clutched a phone in her hand, one Alex had never seen before. She was listening to a voice message, tears running down her face. Alex knelt beside her. "What's happening, Eva? Tell me the truth." She handed him the phone. The message played again. A voice whispered, "Eva, you can't trust anyone. Not even Alex. He's not who you think." Alex stared at her, shocked. "You think I'm the traitor?" Eva sobbed. "I don't know what to believe anymore. Everyone is lying. Even you keep secrets from me." Alex felt a flash of anger, then fear. Was someone trying to turn them against each other? A loud crash sounded from inside the house. They ran back in to find the living room window smashed, a rock thrown through it. Attached to the rock was another note. "You have one chance to run. At midnight, only one will be safe." Eva looked at Alex with terrified eyes. "They want us to destroy each other. That's how they win. We have to trust each other now, more than ever." But Alex felt the weight of suspicion. Had he missed something? Was there another person hiding in the house, watching and listening? Or was the real betrayal still coming? That night, the rain turned to thunder. The clock ticked towards midnight, and trust in the old house was as fragile as glass. Alex and Eva locked themselves in the guest room, sitting back to back, afraid to even blink. Outside, the black car's lights flashed once, then vanished into the storm. And upstairs, in the shadows, something or someone watched and waited, silent as the grave. Alex dreamed of running. In his sleep, he heard footsteps chasing him through endless hallways. He woke with a start, sweat on his forehead, heart pounding. Outside, the sky was still dark. A single knock sounded at the front door, slow, deliberate. He crept out of the guest room. Eva was already in the hallway, her face pale in the half-light. She held a suitcase in one hand and a folded map in the other. "It's time," Eva whispered. "If we stay, we won't survive the night." Alex listened. The knock came again, echoing through the silent house. He peeked through the peephole. No one was there, just a white envelope lying on the doormat. Eva grabbed it. Inside was a photo. The two of them sleeping in the guest room, taken from outside the window. On the back, someone had written, Every door is a trap. Trust only the path you see. Eva's hands shook, but her eyes burned with determination. I had a vision, she said. I saw a way out. But we must move now, and we can't use the main roads. Alex nodded. Together, they stuffed a few clothes and the emergency cash into a bag. Eva checked her necklace, the one that helped her see the future. The glow inside it was weak, flickering. They slipped out the back into the wet grass. Alex followed Eva as she led him through neighbors' yards and down alleys, always moving away from the main street. Once, they ducked behind a tree as the black car passed, headlights sweeping the darkness. At a deserted bus stop, Eva stopped and closed her eyes. She held the necklace, breathing slowly. Turn left at the red mailbox, she whispered. Then right at the old train tracks. They moved quickly, not talking. Alex felt like every shadow was alive. Once, he thought he saw someone following them. A flash of a dark coat, the glint of glasses. Eva squeezed his hand, pulling him onward. They reached a small, empty park. Eva gasped and dropped to her knees, clutching her head. Alex knelt beside her, scared. My visions, they're fading. I can't see the future clearly anymore, she whispered. I need you to stay close. If you leave, everything will go dark. Suddenly, Alex's phone buzzed. A new message. There is a traitor beside you. Turn back or you'll both be lost. He stared at Eva, but she looked even more afraid than he was. Don't listen. They want to break us apart. That's their game, she said, tears in her eyes. A car engine roared nearby. Eva pulled Alex up. Run. That way, she shouted, trusting her instinct. They raced across the park as headlights swept toward them. They jumped a low fence and found an old, broken path leading to the woods. Branches whipped their faces as they ran deeper into the trees. Behind them, voices called out. Shouts, angry and close. Eva stumbled, and Alex caught her. He could see she was tired, weaker now. Keep going, she begged. We're almost there. An old cabin, in my vision, it was safe. We just have to reach it. Rain started to fall, turning the path to mud. Alex's breath came in sharp gasps. Finally, they saw the outline of a small wooden cabin in the darkness. They stumbled inside, locking the door behind them. Eva collapsed onto the floor, her necklace barely glowing. Outside, footsteps circled the cabin. Someone knocked 3 times, then silence. Alex held Eva close. We made it, he whispered, though he was not sure if it was true. The cabin was cold and empty, but for now it was safe. But outside, the storm raged, and in the woods, their enemies were still searching, waiting for the right moment to strike. As the night deepened, Alex realized escape was only the beginning. The true danger was still coming, and the line between friend and traitor was thinner than ever. The old cabin creaked in the wind. Thunder rolled above, shaking the glass in the tiny window. Alex and Eva sat together on the wooden floor, listening to every sound. Eva's necklace was almost dark now, its last bit of light flickering like a dying star. Alex checked his phone, no signal, just static on the screen. He tried to look brave for Eva, but his hands wouldn't stop shaking. We made it through the night, he whispered, but the words felt hollow. Eva squeezed his hand. We are not safe yet, she said. They know where we are. I can feel it. Suddenly, the floor creaked behind them. A shadow appeared in the doorway. Alex jumped to his feet, ready to defend Eva. But it was not a stranger. It was an old woman, face hidden by a scarf, moving slowly, her steps careful. She closed the cabin door behind her and set down a heavy bag. Eva stared at her, eyes wide with shock. Mother! The old woman pulled back her scarf, revealing tired eyes just like Eva's. You should have stayed with the family, Eva, she said softly. You cannot run from what you are. Alex felt cold all over. He understood this was the leader of the group, the real enemy. Eva stood up, shaking. I won't help you. I won't use my gift for you ever again. The woman sighed. That necklace doesn't protect you, controls you. Give it to me, and your visions will finally end. Or do you want your friend to suffer? Alex stepped between them. You can't take her, he said, voice strong, even as his fear grew. The woman laughed, quiet and cruel. You think you matter, Alex? She hired you to play husband, but you became more. The only way to break this curse is for you to destroy the necklace and truly choose each other, not out of fear, but out of love. Eva looked at Alex. If you destroy it, my visions will stop. We will both be free, but we will never know what danger is coming. Alex held the necklace in his palm. Eva nodded once. He threw it to the floor and smashed it with his foot. The light inside burst, filling the room with a strange, warm glow. The old woman screamed and disappeared into the shadows, leaving only the heavy rain and wind behind. Suddenly, Eva gasped. I can't see the future. It's gone. But I feel lighter. I feel free. They held each other close as the storm outside began to fade. For the first time, there were no secrets between them. No lies, no fear. The sun began to rise, golden light flooding the old cabin. Alex and Eva stepped outside, holding hands, ready to build a real life together. Not as fake husband and wife, but as true partners. But as they walked down the empty path, a camera lens hidden in the trees turned and focused on them. Somewhere in the distance, a phone rang, and a voice whispered, "It's not over." The story had ended, or maybe it had just begun.